Hey, what up guys? Annie's here, Anime Familia. So yeah, this is gonna I'm gonna have to get a little used to saying that, but you might be a little confused by the title, considering that you're probably gonna think in your head like, wait, Annie tier, didn't you already do a review for these? Yes, well, if you even want to call them that. I've been looking through some of my videos lately and I've noticed that my videos have been very half-ass when it comes to reviews, and I'm not really a fan on how they are appearing, or I'm not at least accepting on how they're being displayed. So this is me like announcing as well as letting you know that reviews are going to be a bit more concise. I've even considered doing scripts and whatnot, but I'm not a huge fan of scripts. I mean, I'ma just like do like what I can offhand, like you know, no scripted and anything as I am right now. Also, I noticed that the mic isn't at the best that it can be because it tends to get cut off in certain areas. So I'm gonna have the mic more up close, and I'm gonna make a mental reminder of that, as well as I changed the mic settings. So hopefully this comes off as a lot better and you don't even hear anything around me. Like you don't hear any background noises, whether it's the fan next to me or the TV playing in the background. I purposely have all these on high just to see if it gets caught or not. But yeah, anyway. So I wanted to talk about the weakest Tamer begun a journey to pick up trash. And I personally feel like I didn't really sell it well enough, because ultimately this is a story about a child that was abandoned not only by her family, her village, every elderly figure, every adult figure, each child, and like there isn't a living soul, at least within the boundaries of the village, that completely abandoned this child simply because she was starless. And be that as it may, like at first the story starts off as being a little slow. It was kind of a slow burn kind of series at the beginning, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It was personally, well, I was just informed that apparently what's only confirmed is 12 episodes for the anime, and to me personally, I'm not cool with that. I would have liked to seen at least like 24 or 20 something episodes, or at least they confirmed that we're gonna get like another season, but as of right now we have no confirmation of that. So however, a subscriber slash friend slash mod did came up with an idea, and I guess this is a way of announcing it. I'm going to be reading the light novel for this series. I already got the first volume. It's going to be coming in soon. I think I heard it was going to come in within the following week, because I ordered it when it was still in the middle of the weekend, which but yeah, either way. So I'm going to be doing like a live stream where I read the light novel. I'm going to be reading it from the first chapter because again, I don't know when it comes to it's easier in manga, but when it comes to light novels, it's kind of difficult to distinguish where you leave off, and that makes it tedious and difficult just to being able to navigate or know where you are. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I don't want to accidentally leave anything like unread, and it'll bother me like, oh, I went through this far and I missed this important piece in the book that I was reading. Granted, there's also sure things that in light novels early on, there could be some things that the anime doesn't incorporate from the light novel, and I don't know how far the light novel is, but assuming there is no manga for it, I'm going to guess decently far. So yeah, gonna be looking into that and going to be seeing like how it's gonna do. However, though, it is gonna suck if I'm like 3 volumes in, they're like, oh, season 2 is gonna be announced. Season 2 got announced, I mean. And it's like, I mean, I probably still react to the anime either way, just because I want to see how the visuals look. And you guys know how I feel about the openings and the endings, even though personally I feel like the ending is a taboo, because it just gets to me every time, as you guys are fully aware. But yeah, hopefully you guys still enjoy the reaction nonetheless. My display and setup is going to be a little bit different. You guys will see what I mean when we get to the actual reaction itself. I'm going to do my best to again make things a bit better in terms of engagement, better in terms of like commentary and things I say. I'm not going to promise I'm going to have the most profound things to talk about, but I'll do my best to at least address important key points in the story. But I will have to say that the one thing that I will say the anime does very well is that it's able to address a lot of the side quests and a lot differentiating from the side quests to the main quest of the story. Because I personally thought when it comes to like this series, early on, the reason why I guess it had a slow burn, because for the most part Ivy has been on the run. We're setting up her character, we're introducing her character to the world, to Sora, to everything that's going on. And I think, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I think everyone can agree when I say like the anime really takes off whenever she made it to her first new town. Well, would you say the first town or the second town where she met Octo? You know, the, I guess you can say her guarantor, the one that helped her make an account. I guess you could say a bank account. So once he got introduced, to me personally, that's when the story really took off. Because before then, I kind of felt like we were just going through the introduction of her character, her situation, as well as just, you know, side quests she does here and there throughout the story. And surprisingly, again, as the story continues, I can't help but realize that a lot of the characters that she has encountered, maybe this because they don't know that she's starless, but most of them don't come off as... Okay, so this is where the line becomes blurred. Would they still treat her nicely like everyone that she's encountered? Like, I'm talking about post her leaving the village. Would everyone treat her as kindly as they did, knowing full well that she's starless? If she was starless, would they still treat her the same way? Or would they treat her no different than the village that essentially just forced her into exile? That's what I don't know. There's Octo and all of the knights. Granted, I don't know how many of the knights know about her situation, but Octo and Octo's friend, I'm sorry, I forgot some names. If you guys want to remind me of names, that'd be fantastic. Just let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to look them over. So yeah, they not everyone is as cruel as the people as well as her family is treated. And one of my mod subscribers friend even told me, Cody, you know, mentioned that maybe like her parents are kind of in the... Her parents might be... We don't really know the situation with her parents. I know they said that, well, they abandoned her, they considered their daughter dead, but they didn't kill their daughter. They drove her out of their family, told her to leave, get out. If they really wanted her dead, they would have done it in the beginning. So maybe her family didn't necessarily abandon her, but they drove her away so she can survive. Because if she... Because let's look at it this way. What if her family decided to... Let's consider all our options. What if the family decided to like be against the village and protect their daughter? That would put everyone, not just Femicia, Ivy, but everyone in her family in danger. Her mother, her father, her siblings. They would all be completely like in danger. And maybe by showing her this act of abandonment or this resentment, they're gonna help her like get out, while at the same time keeping the rest of the family members completely safe. Now, I'm not saying this is confirmed. I'm not saying this is 100% truthful. This is just my opinion. And this is, well, this is an opinion of one of my mod / subscribers. They put this in my head, and I really sat down and like like really digested and really considered what they were telling me, and I couldn't help but think that's a good point. Is she really being like, do her parents really despise her that much, or ultimately did they save her, or did they try to protect their own? I don't know. Again, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But as we get further into the story, I have a feeling we're going to get to that answer very, very soon. But yeah, 9 episodes in. Only 3 more, guys. Only 3 more. Why are there only 12 seasons confirmed? When honestly, it would be great if we get like another season. Hell, I'll even settle for like a small OVA. Or like a second half. But getting further into that, I will have to say one of like the fundamental things about this series that I also do enjoy is that it really does feel like I'm not sure if this is a little cliche, but it really feels like a video game in a way. The way how she's trying to hunt for resources. I'll be honest, I couldn't help but think of Room Factory in a way. Taking away all like the horror and dark aspects of the story. If you guys know Room Factory, it kind of reminds me of that. It kind of reminds me of Room Factory, where you gather you harvest resources, whether it's plants, meat, or whatever. You sell them, you make money, and then you do what you can to sustain yourself, using it as like income or whatnot. You know what I mean? So that's how I interpret it. I interpret it as a way for like her creating income and being able to like sustain herself in like just being able to live in general. Now, as for the main key points of the story, we still need to address why is it she was born starless. And despite her being starless, she was able to tame, like legitimately tame, Sora. And Sora, from where we're going with so far, is becoming a very rare slime. Very rare slime, considering everything we've seen so far. So with that being said, it makes me wonder if if Sora's gonna be that rare of a slime, is it because of Sora herself, or could it be that Ivy has something hidden within her Tamer ability that no one is aware of? I just don't believe that like Ivy really is just that meaningless in terms of her class or what she is. I would like to think that there's more to her character than just surviving, trying to have a life, encountering new. I mean, I'll be honest. I think we can all agree when it comes to this. I just want Ivy to succeed. That's all I ultimately want. I want her to succeed, and I don't know what the situation is going to become when it comes to Latura and Mila, because now we have a problem. Mila is making her move. Now, I'm almost 100% certain that Mila and the Green Gale have no idea that Ivy, as well as all the other guild member groups in Blazing Sword, the guild master, other subordinates, they're onto them. So again, I don't know if Mila is acting because she deems that they know too much, or she's acting because she doesn't know but she wants to strike now, while Ivy is because Ivy is a child, and this organization littered that I'm not sure if all of Green Gale, I'm pretty sure it is though, are working with an organization that are literally child predators. Like they're quite literally targeting children, which is absolutely disgusting, by the way. Like this is absolutely gross. But I find it interesting because Latura said that him and Mila have known each other for years. So it makes me think, is Mila doing this willingly, or maybe I don't know. There's a lot of questions, but hey, I'm happy to find out whenever I do, and I'm patient with the series. Well, at least until the the first season is over with. Then after that, it's just oh yeah, as well as I will have to say the whole scenario with her other reincarnations helping her out. How much are we going to address that in this season? I would like to at least talk something related to it by the end of the series, but or at least this first season, but I'm pretty certain that it's going to end after the whole organization that's targeting Ivy falls. After that organization falls, that's probably going to be the end of the first season. Oops, Mike, sorry. So yeah, that's just what I think. I don't know if we're gonna end up in that route, but we'll see. I don't really watch the previews, so to avoid spoilers, obviously. And now I will have to say, like, Ivy as a character. There's just so much about her that really just pains me. Whenever I see her, like when she thinks to herself, like, oh, when was the last time someone pat my head? Like, whenever other adult figures that actually care about her well-being look at her and they're like, you saw how I, like, forgot, but one of the members of Blazing Sword, the older guy with the white spiky hair, he mentioned during their, when they were in their quarters sleeping, or the barracks sleeping, he says, like, did you see the look in Ivy's eyes? She looked like if she couldn't help with the dishes or anything like that, that she would be abandoned, that she would be put down or let go. Ivy didn't say anything of that, but her desperation and the way she acted gave that completely. Ivy may be very well, there's certain special she's a special case, but Ivy may be talented and she's very mature for someone her age, but at the end of the day, she's still a child, she's still a kid. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Ivy has a more fulfilling and stress-free life as soon as she, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Blazing Sword Guild is the guild she's going to be joining, or maybe at least when it comes to the main characters we've seen so far in the Blazing Sword Guild, they formed their own pact and set out on their own. But again, I do honestly think Ivy is going to be joining the Blazing Sword Guild and make this her place of home. Now, what I'm worried is those bastards that were hunting her, if they find her here in this town. Now, I don't know if they're still looking for her, or maybe they gave up the search once Ivy gets to a certain town. Because again, I just don't think that, however that village, I forgot its name, handles themselves is the same way that everyone in this village, everyone in the village that Ivy and the Blazing Swords are in, not everyone is going to treat her as horribly as her hometown where she was raised in. Well, that's just my belief. It just goes with the territory when it comes to anywhere you belong. Where there's good people, there's bad people. That's just how the world works. However, I would like the people that Ivy encounters are more good than bad. Because as I stated before, I'm cheering for this kid. I'm hoping she's able to succeed and honestly just be able to be who she was meant to be. And maybe her situation with her family, well, again, what I mentioned before are just theories. Could they be true? Only one way to find out. That, and again, look forward to the light novels whenever they do come in. I'm going to be reading them live on a stream. If you guys are interested in those, make sure you join my Discord. Make sure you sub to the channel. That way you'll become aware as soon as I go live, because it's gonna be live on my main channel. I know I've done technically light novel readings before, and I haven't for a while, but they're coming back relatively soon, especially since I've gathered more free time that I have than before. So the chances of it happening, well, it will be happening, will be high. Okay, guys? So anyway, again, this is just for people that care about that. You could wait for the anime if you guys want to, but if you want to share this journey with me, no pun intended, but when it comes to this series, The Weakest Tamer Begun, A Journey to Pick Up Trash, I'd be more than happy to have as many of you around when I go live with it as possible. But other than that, though, I think I've rambled long enough. Hopefully this review comes off as a bit more interesting, and hopefully I can get some feedback from you guys. Please give me feedback, but don't be a douche about it. Just give me normal criticisms. Did you like this review a lot better than the previous one? Do you look forward to seeing more reviews similar to this? I'd like to know. I'd like to pick on your thoughts. If you guys can give me some good criticism. Again, don't be a douche. Just give me well constructed criticism without coming off as offensive. I'd appreciate it at that. I'm not a snowflake. Just don't try to quite deliberately attack me or something. That's all I'm asking. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subbed if you enjoy the content here. It'd really help out the channel, and it'd make you a part of the familia as well. If you want to be a part of the familia, make sure you subscribe and like, and check out my other social media. Links are in the description below. I'd be more than happy to engage with you guys. If you guys leave your comments, I will 100% read them, and I'll give responses depending whether it's a question or a statement. But yeah, other than that, that's it, guys. Thank you for your time once again. Sorry for the previous reviews if they weren't that great. I'll be making more of an effort to make them more appealing, unlike how they were last time. Okay, so thank you once again. Also, the reactions are going to be a lot better too. They're not going to be the same. You'll see when I post more reactions, especially on Patreon. Speaking of, make sure you go on my Patreon, because I'm uploading a lot more there, and currently I have a lot of One Piece. Steven Universe is coming back, as well as what else? Persona 4 the animation. If you guys are into Persona series in general, not just the video game. But other than that, though, guys, that's it. Again, thank you for your time. I'll see you guys all later. Peace out.